Around town, baby.
Whoa.
Oh, I broke the mic.
Turn that down just a smidge, but I'm going to pull this up just so I can close it out whenever I need to.
Hey.
Someday I'm going to have a podcast set up in my house. I'm going to have like a studio, because then I'm going to create like an audio production, and I'll just have like my PC in the setup. So like Cameron has always talked about he wanted to start his own podcast, so then he could come in and like rent my stuff, and I would just create like this place that people could come in and like just utilize it, rent it. And yeah, he wants to start a podcast called This Is Why I'm Single. Not a bad name, like not a bad idea, but I think he just wants to shoot the crap. Like he doesn't want to necessarily just talk about that. It's just that's the name.
It's just
because then he'll talk about the reasons why he is single.
But then everything he talks about is the reason.
Exactly, his life.
But what if he becomes not single anymore?
Then
he changes it to this is why I'm not single.
Not single. I think
whatever state his life is in. Is just the reason for his.
I think him and Gobe should do it. This is
that'd be hilarious.
That would be amazing. That's what I'm saying. Like, come in, rent it out. Just pay me 1 month. Like, pay me a monthly fee, and you get to come in and film, and I'll produce the video or the music or the sound portion,
and then you become rich.
Not from that. Definitely not from that.
But all the rich people say you gotta have like 8 sources of income, or something.
Really?
Like that. I don't know. I feel like I heard something like that. Like most like multimillionaires have like 6 sources of income or something. But that's because they have millions of dollars and then they just
their money to work for them.
Yeah. I don't know if that's actually what got them to $1 million.
Right.
That's probably a result of whatever.
That's the thing. But anyway, this is the Truth Is podcast.
Welcome back. Been a unintentional hiatus.
Yes, which I will take full responsibility for. Which I mean is what
It's more than just. There's been just life has just been wild in general.
Life has been wild in general, but I'll take a big chunk of that. We filmed a Truth Is podcast, and I've been avoiding addressing it, even with you, just because I was like, I don't necessarily disagree with anything that I said, but how I said it, but I was also not in a great mental space for the last couple months. Or not even a couple months, last month and a half maybe. I don't know how long it's been, but I've just been working on my mental space, and this was one of the fringe things that it's like, you know what? I got to cut that off for a moment. And especially when you're trying to speak on a topic, right? Yeah. You can't be in a mental space where you're just an idiot,
That's valid.
But
I mean, it's fine that we took a break anyways.
Yeah,
Just been a lot going on. Oh, Brock's about to sell stocks. But this podcast, we thought we'd just do some life updates and just kind of reflect back on the past. I don't know how long. It's been probably almost like 2 months. Is it? Or maybe just a month? I don't even know. When's the last we actually posted?
Time's been a weird thing for me lately.
Time is just, it's been very strange for me.
It's been a strange thing.
But, we just thought we'd do a little, just kind of talk about life in general. Just catch up. We don't have a specific topic we're going to do today, so.
Which I think that's a good thing to do every once in a while.
Yeah,
that's fine. The kind of, that's the part of podcasts that I enjoy. I know that's not everybody's enjoyment, but I always like when podcast people, they just start talking about random stuff. Now, obviously, the point of our podcast is we want to seek truth on certain issues.
We can talk about just the truth behind our life.
Yes, 100%.
But,
I already dabbled in. I've been on the upswing now. I hit a little bit of a stretch there where things kind of sucked, and it feels like that happens every winter.
Yeah, winter's poopy.
Because I need to find a better hobby in winter. I love to play video games, but my wife doesn't love me playing video games. She doesn't mind it, but she doesn't love it.
Yeah.
So that takes away from my enjoyment in video games, because then I'm always looking over my shoulder. You know, like, is she upset?
She's gonna turn off your system.
Like, is she gonna get mad? Is there something wrong? Like, it just kind of hits me a little bit like that. So I need to find a hobby that she's like,
there's like
cool with.
There's just not that many options.
No, there isn't.
You could go bowling or cross-country skiing.
Dude, I wanted to get into jiu-jitsu with Cameron.
Yeah.
But it's expensive.
That's the thing, is like any serious like winter hobby, you gotta just spend a lot of money.
It's ridiculous. And I hate being outside, so don't tell me snowmobiling. Don't tell me ice fishing. Although ice fishing intrigues me. If I can go and just somebody brings me along in their heated hut and like all that stuff. I don't want to have to invest in that myself.
Even that, if you're buying your own stuff, it's a ton of money.
Oh, it's so much money.
Yeah.
You go down the rabbit hole and it's gone. Like, people have talked to me
That's
about
really
it.
honestly any hobby though.
Oh yeah.
No matter what, you could just blow money on it. It's just like,
that's why actually gaming is a pretty safe hobby for me, because the way that I work in gaming is very seldom do I buy a story-based game. Buy me one, have the PS4 or PS5. That'd be expensive, but have the system, buy me Call of Duty, and I'm good for the year.
Yep.
Like, that's me. So it's actually not too bad.
On top of the system, it's just like one $60 game. If it lasts you the whole year, it's just $60.
And it really does. And then Vigor is free.
Yeah,
so
you
I've
got the free games. Yeah.
But
yeah, honestly, gaming it's not too bad if you're not buying games all the time.
But end the stigma on negativity in gaming. On gaming, looking at gaming.
Yeah.
To an
honestly,
extent.
gaming is taking over the world. It's
right now it is.
Well, especially now, but just in general, it's like everybody plays games. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like a total.
My mom plays games.
Yeah, that's like, and it's such a social thing now, actually.
Oh yeah.
All my friends, probably the most common thing I do with my friends is just play video games. 100%. And I don't even feel like I'm missing out on like, I feel like I'm like genuinely interacting because I'm in a party like talking to them and stuff. Yeah. It doesn't. I feel like I'm actually connecting with them and stuff. So
thank goodness it was before Sony started recording our parties. But obviously, there's been dumb moments and things that are funny and hilarious. But I've had some of the most heartfelt moments on PlayStation. Yeah. In a PlayStation party with friends
just chatting
that are miles on miles away. Yeah. You know, like I've had good interactions with that on Discord or this or that or the other, you know. So
that's the other cool thing is like you can stay connected with people that like you wouldn't have been connected with because you won't see them in person. Right. You know, so it's like a super easy way to stay connected with people, even if they live like across the country or whatever. Mm-hmm. You could still maintain like a friendship with them. Yeah. No, which you have done. Yeah. With some people.
Yeah. Although it's faded a little bit now. So Thad would be the main one. Yeah. But Thad got rid of his PlayStation, only plays PC. But me and him still text like every day, almost, roughly. Yeah. Maybe not details, but like, yo, what's up?
You've been friends with him for like 6 years without seeing him. Like, you went for like 5 years without even seeing him, didn't you?
We went from North Central. What year did 2013 is when I came back home. We went from that fall of 2013 to 2020.
7 years.
Yeah. The summer of 2020, he came to visit. That's insane. That was the first time I saw him in 7 years. But we literally have...
That's crazy.
And at North Central, like, we were friends and we got some good stories. Actually, looking back on it, he was probably one of my closer friends there. But, like, we really became friends. And then it reconnected me with Ben. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't even live that far away. Yeah. But me and him kind of, while he was still at North Central and I didn't go back, me and him necessarily weren't connected. And then we reconnected via video games. Yeah. Like, boom. One of my good friends, although I haven't talked to him in a while, I should reach out to him, Liam. From Canada. Oh, yeah. And he's become, I'm his Codfather. Yeah. I brought him into the competitive Call of Duty scene, so they call him the Codfather, your Codfather or whatever. He's my Cod son. But he's one of the coolest dudes, and for the longest time, I've wanted to meet with him. But then COVID happens. Like, I legit was gonna buy him a plane ticket to my wedding.
Oh.
I was gonna do that, but I can't remember if maybe I flaked because I was so busy, or he was like, I can't do it. Yeah. I can't remember. I'm not gonna pin it on him, but I just I kind of lost track of things, but all that stemming from winter sucks.
Winter's poopy.
Like, I have a hard time dealing with the winter stuff and not getting out and doing things. And that's like, I'm not going to hog the conversation. There is a segue coming up, so be prepared. Segue for you to just talk for a long time.
Okay.
But, like, being newly married and then going straight into winter. So we were just, like, trapped because neither one of us really does anything in the winter. Now, you're happy, you're newlyweds, but it's still attached to the hip. Then you get into spring, and we're ready to start stretching out, and then all of a sudden, quarantine. It's like
you're stuck in winter, kind of.
Yeah, and it's been that way for quite a while.
Yeah, true.
And so me and Naomi have slowly started to learn, like, hey, it's healthy to have a little bit of space, and for you to go do this, you go do this, you go do this, and we just we're learning to balance that, and so on. But that's part of being newly married.
Which I'm about to be. I'm engaged, and tomorrow will be 2 weeks of being engaged. Life is good. It's pretty exciting.
That's wild, dude.
It's very exciting. The wedding is June 6th, which is a summer wedding, so we'll be newly married in the summer, which will be super fun.
Yeah.
We can do all kinds of stuff and just have a good old time.
You'll be locked in the house.
Yeah.
Quarantine is going to happen again. Round 2.
Whatever. That's fine, I guess.
I'm kidding. I hope not.
Yeah, so that's some pretty big news for me. Engaged. Can't even... It's still super weird. It's starting to set in more.
Yeah.
It's like starting to feel a little more real now. Mm-hmm. Before, especially when I was like thinking about getting engaged, it like almost like... It just felt so unreal that it almost like freaked... It almost like scared me. I don't know. It was weird. It was like... Felt like such a... It totally felt like a dream or something.
Yeah.
Like, not even just saying that. It, like, legit, genuinely felt like...
Have you been getting a lot of marital advice already?
No.
No?
I actually haven't been getting any advice. It's been... Here's what I've been getting a lot of is... Oh, very... so soon? Oh. And then we tell them the wedding date. Oh, my. Oh. Well, good for you guys. It was super funny. I was telling my aunt about, like, the wedding or whatever, and, like, that we're only going to be engaged for, like, 4 months or whatever. And she was like, oh, well, good for you. Way to not waste time. But she was like, but you got to have a little reserve. Take it from your aunt, like, Susie. She didn't have any reserve or something. And I was like, what does that even mean? What are you trying to say?
Yeah, what are you telling me right now? Do I need
I don't know. I was like, what? Okay. But, yeah, it's really funny. Because me and Emma dated for 3.5 months. And then got engaged. Yeah. But, I mean, we, like, unofficially dated for probably a month before that, honestly.
Still, it feels so much longer. But that's what I'm saying, like, time feels so
seriously,
weird
I agree, because
lately.
I literally feel like I've known Emma for, like, a year.
Yeah.
It's very, very weird.
Yeah.
Like, time has been moving insanely slow. Or something. I don't know. It seems like...
It's weird.
Yeah, time is just not the same as it normally is for me. Abstract. I feel... Yeah, it's very weird. Like, I even look back on, like... Like, me and Emma will talk about, like, when we first started dating. We're like, oh, I remember way back then, whatever. And it literally feels like it was, like, a year ago. Yeah. And then we're like, oh, yeah, 3 months ago? Yeah. We're like, what the heck? But it just doesn't feel that way. But, yeah, I feel like a lot of people think we're kind of insane. But it's fine. I don't know. It's whatever. It's also just, in general, the world, especially people who aren't Christians, and they hear somebody who's, like, getting engaged.
Even
after
Christians, because we did a Truth Is About This where we talked about I forget the name of it. Go back and check it out. We talked about living life single with a purpose, not just single to get into a relationship and then it doesn't work and then to get into another one.
Yeah.
But you live that time of being single with a purpose, and I think that's something that you both did, which is what makes it. Yeah. There's no baggage. There's no hang up. We are able to pursue each other. Not saying that. Pardon me. Not saying these Coke coffees are like my favorite thing now. Good. But I feel like my teeth are rotting. Anyway.
Perfect.
But it's not saying that if you do that, then you're automatically going to marry the first person you meet. But it will allow the relationship to move unhindered.
Yeah.
And move forward, and you can get to the details. Yeah. You could just get to a place where, what is this? Oh, it's not going to work, or this is going to work.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so much smoother when you're not blinded by past relationship, past hurt, but you...
I definitely think that did help, or is one of the reasons why it moved so quickly is... Like, I think I was coming out of a place of finally being okay, like, with being single and really being intentional about singleness and, like, working through a lot of things through that. So I feel like I totally was ready to get into, like, a serious relationship.
Yeah.
And then, like, Emma just, I don't know, she's never been in a relationship, which, I mean, could maybe cause some issues. But, like, for her, it was like she didn't really have any baggage or anything that she was like bringing into the relationship and stuff. And I don't know, we were just like, we both were, I think, really ready, not necessarily even expecting, like, I think it was kind of a surprise to both of us that like this relationship like came about.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think we both were pretty ready for it, and just like ready like to be serious about it. Like, we weren't just like dating just to date or whatever. And we're both like just very kind of down to business people in general anyways. And so like we've just spent like a ton of time being like super intentional about like talking through things and like just kind of getting down to the details and just didn't waste time. And we're both also just, I think, are just naturally very compatible. Like even personality wise and just a lot of things. And so like when you really do just genuinely get along with somebody and somebody is just really right for you, there's really no reason why it needs to be like a 2-year relationship or why it needs to be complicated. You know, like when it's really right, it should be pretty easy, honestly. Yeah. And pretty like simple, I feel like.
And maybe I'm broken, but I don't see how somebody could date for 3 years. It's like, are you not physically attracted to the other person?
Yeah.
Like, if you... Like, I get it. Some people want to date for that long, but I feel like if I was to do that, it would be a distance relationship. Or it would be something that there's a complication. But if it's somebody that I can see every day, I'm sorry, I can't be in the relationship that long.
It's just like, what are you, like, waiting for?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because it's like, okay, we cover all of the important principles. Maybe not right away, but within a certain time frame. I'd say... Within 3 months, you can know if this person, personality-wise, their stance in religion and politics, all that stuff comes out, and you can see if you're compatible in that way. Then, if you want to go another 3 months to see how does life actually look together, have I seen them when they're angry? Have I seen them in a heated moment, in trauma moment, in sad? Have I seen some of the negativity? Have we had arguments and seen how we handle it?
Yeah.
And then from there, it's like, okay, what else do you need?
Yeah. And even that, like, is only 6 months. Right. And so for a lot of people, that's, like, very fast, you know?
Right. Which I feel like the only reason why people necessarily... I'm not trying to be judgmental of people that move slow. To each their own. I'm not trying to be. I'm just saying, like, people that want to move slow, majority of the time, I would say it comes from a place of... hang-ups, baggage, reservation.
I feel like it's a lot of things issues that you're not really wanting to actually like deal with or kind of shying away from.
Yeah, you're just not sure. And the one that always, this was when I was younger, like 19, 20. in that range, was always like, what if someone better comes? But I already hitched my wagon to this. That's an immature way of thinking.
Yeah.
And that means I should probably spend some time not dating. Or
probably
being single. I should spend some time being single. But then I eventually got out of that and realized it's like, it's different. It's different when you're actually in that moment dating somebody.
Yeah.
Because then it's not about what if someone better comes along. It is, I'm going to put everything into this and make this work, and my eyes don't even go over here. Like, I just focus.
And that's like one huge thing I feel like I've even just started to really learn and realize is like, yes, you want this person to like be compatible with you and right for you, and you want to like really love this person and like them. But also there is an element where it's like, there comes to be a point where you just need to then just like commit to make the relationship work. Like, like part of being like in a relationship or marriage even is like, there is a choice to just do it. Like, cause if you're waiting for the absolute perfect person who never has any issues, or the relationship that never has any issues, you'll never find it, and you'll never commit to anyone.
No.
So there is like a point where it's like, okay, most of the boxes that need to be checked off are checked off. Now we just need to decide if we actually want to commit to do this thing. And then from that point, it's a choice, both of your choice to just love that person.
Yeah.
You know?
I need to look for that year when we were doing the praying and fasting. It was just before I met Naomi.
Yeah.
And I had just gone through a season of purposeful singleness. There was ups and downs in that season. I wasn't it wasn't like, oh, I lived singleness and holy. No, there was ups and downs.
Yeah.
But a lot of it was that rebuilding, living single with purpose. And at the time, I didn't realize that's what I was doing. It was just trying to draw closer to the Lord, right? And it was trying to figure out, hey, I'm dealing with a lot. I need to work through this. I need to get through this. That was the first time I did SoulCon, which was a big winner for me. Huge deal. The other times after that, I think I was forcing it. It didn't work out. Anyway. But I wrote down a list of all the things I wanted in a wife. And I said, Lord, don't bring me a girlfriend, bring me a wife. I want a wife. I want something to commit to. I want something to work on. I want a relationship like that. But if you're taking suggestions, Lord, here's some of my suggestions. Because I talked to him and I was like, we know the deal breakers. She's got to be a Christian. She's got to be seeking or already filled with the Holy Spirit. She's got to be down for ministry. No Halloween. Boom. And no Harry Potter. Those are the deal breakers. Right?
Yeah.
So that was what the conversation I had with the Lord, and I was like, that's what I know that you, all right, here we go. But Lord, if you're taking suggestions, I wouldn't mind somebody who likes the outdoors. You know, and I wrote this whole list of like that, very superficial things, calm down. Okay?
Yeah.
And I wish I found that list because I think I wrote something on it. That's stupid. But, maybe I didn't write it down, but I know for a fact I prayed about it. But anyway, I just did that with the Lord. And guess what? He delivered somebody that checked every single box. I'm not kidding you. Without a doubt, we still have issues.
Yeah. Right.
It's like you're not going to find the perfect person. Even when I thought, here is the perfect person. Guess what? She is perfect in the sense of the perfect puzzle piece. Right? The perfect one for me to be with.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean she's perfect. And we all know I am not perfect. And there's been ups and downs and learning and this and that. And like I said, you know, starting off in quarantine with marriage is not fun. I wouldn't recommend it. But then again, maybe it's beneficial. Because now we've built up this foundation. And it's like everybody, you know, people always say, like, never stop dating. Do your date night. And it's like, in a quarantine world, like,
it's kind of hard.
It's hard, not just because places are closed down, because things are opening back up, but it's like, we just spent a whole year every single day together.
Right.
And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying at some point, I know, I don't even want to be around myself anymore. Okay? And I've slowly started to learn that the more I've been in ministry, the more I like my alone time.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe not alone time, but I enjoy things. I want to do the thing I want to do. Video games. In the winter, it's video games. When I'm done with work and I've done a bunch of stuff for the day, I like to go play video games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about my wife? Right?
Yeah.
I need to spend time with her. I need to put into that. So then it's like, okay, do that and try to manage all that. Well, then, spring comes and then it's fishing. Mm-hmm. And then I spend hours a day fishing.
Yeah.
And then summer hits and I try to hammer out youth stuff as much as possible, because especially this summer, because if it's like last summer, they close all the stuff down for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do sports, can't do this, got to wipe off the ball, got to, whatever. Hey, to each their own.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so it's just like me and Naomi are slowly learning
Mm-hmm.
what this all looks like, how to manage it, how does it look like getting back to regular life.
Yeah.
And especially with the two of us working, 2 dogs, an apartment, someday we want to have kids. Yeah. It's like, that'll be the freakiest thing for you, dude. Like,
yeah,
being engaged and realizing I'm about to be married. The day that you are no longer putting up any sort of protection against having a kid,
yeah,
you're going to be like, I have that realization every once in a while. I'm like,
yeah. That's good. I was just thinking about that the other day. It's like, that's almost like not even on my mind right now, because it's just like looking forward to like wedding. We're just planning a wedding, and it's like all you're thinking about is just like, oh, I just want to be with this person.
Yeah.
But then, I was like, just like yesterday, I'm pretty sure I was like, but then once I'm married, I could literally have a kid at any point.
Yep.
And then I was like, I have to be responsible for raising a human being. Like, that's like the freakiest thing of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, what if I have a kid when I'm not even like ready for it or something? Like, what if I don't even know if I can take care of the kid, and then
have a honeymoon baby?
What? Yeah. And then, like,
find out it's twins.
Oh, and then, like, I was talking me and Emma were actually talking the other day. We were like, we could have a kid and like do our job as parents like perfectly. Mm-hmm. Like, we could do everything we're supposed to do, and like, even if we're flawless on our part, that kid eventually can grow up and make whatever choice they want to make.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, they could still go off and just completely ruin their life if they want to.
Yep.
And there's literally nothing we could really do about it other than just pray to God that they don't do that,
Yeah.
And that's like kind of a scary thing. Like, I feel like it'd be so scary, or that would like freak me out to where it'd be hard not to like vice grip, like try to control my kid's life,
That was a big thing that when I first started in ministry.
Yeah.
I was trying to vice grip, just like control and make sure kids were behaving.
Yeah.
And like, you were there.
Which obviously doesn't work.
It didn't work at all, and it hurt feelings, and it hurt kids, and it hurt the ministry, until I slowly started to realize, like, just deal with the aftermath. Mm-hmm. Just deal with the aftermath. Just deal with it, and you handle it in grace. And sure, there's times where you want to maybe nip it in the bud before it happens, and you do this, you do that. But ultimately, you're there for the aftermath, showing grace, and so on. And now I'm learning in my marriage, I've picked up the same pattern that I did early on, where I need to be like, oh, my wife, like, I need to just calm down. I need to calm down, because I feel the sense of duty to lead and to protect my wife, even if it means protecting my wife from her own negative thoughts or thinking or this or that. And it's like, and then it's like, no, that's not going to work. Back off. And, I'm not God, and I don't want to interrupt her personal journey with the Lord.
Yeah.
But I've failed at that at times, where it's like I'm trying to implement, I think this is God's will. And like, that's not always, that's not really for me to decide. but I can still be there and encourage and share wisdom.
Yeah.
And especially if, like, I mean, I think there's extreme cases where you could be like, yo.
Yeah, you need to just
but not just in marriage, I mean ministry as well. And
yeah, you need to like, you need to give people space to like make decisions for themselves. And they have to be able to like have their own journey. You know, you can be there to help guide them and direct them or be a part of that, but you can't like control it.
No.
And yeah, I've been like learning how to do that with Emma as well, even like just not, because I can have that same tendency to like just want to assert myself in a situation. Like if I see something that needs improvement, even it's like almost like I just want to like take care of it for you or something.
I'll fix it.
Yeah,
Which
it just isn't. It's like you know, you have like a good heart behind it, but it really isn't helpful. Yeah. And whatever result comes of that, it wasn't them. You know, it's not something they're gonna really like embrace or be behind or whatever.
Yeah.
So you need to. Yeah, it just relationships in general.
Yeah.
Takes trust. Like you just need to trust the other person, trust their walk with the Lord, and trust that the Lord is moving in their life, because you are not God in their life. So whether it's you're raising a kid or just with a significant other or friends, whatever, like you have to like trust and give space.
I heard a good quote
for them to be there
yesterday from, I think it was Chris Hogan said it, but maybe he was quoting somebody else. I don't remember.
Yeah. But he just said how I think it was Chris Hogan said it, but his aunt would always say something to him, or his grandma or something like, pardon me, you always want to give somebody a piece of your mind. Well, you might need that piece later. Like, you want to give somebody a piece of your mind. Yeah. You might need that piece later, so just keep it to yourself for a moment or two or three, you know. Yeah. It was a really interesting thing because I was like, whoa. Like, whoa, that is pretty, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. And, you know, not only is it, I don't think it only means that, like, you're in a moment where, you know, it could be on the verge of hypocritical. Because then it's like, oh, well, mate, you might struggle with that later. I think it's also, like, just the fact that, you know, wisdom in the wrong moment is throwing pearls before swine. They're just going to eat it up. They don't understand the value. Mm-hmm. And I'm not calling my wife a swine. Yeah. I'm just saying certain timing, though you think it's wisdom, your words don't always mean wisdom to people. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's, well, that's your opinion. It's like, okay, but not really. But they won't see it that way. Things change. Things are different.
Yeah, sometimes you can just hurt, like, your voice in that person's life, because then now you're just this person who's just constantly trying to tell them what to do or nitpick or assert themselves, and now they don't. Even if you did have wisdom, they just aren't gonna hear you. So.
No, yeah, that's why, you know, I feel like it's always good to it's like, okay, I'm gonna go a little long way around this. Okay. Here we go. Hitch.
Ah, yes. Good movie.
You know?
I like that movie.
Where it's, you know, I go 90 and you come 10. You don't go the full 100, Albert. My mouth was open. Well, you over-eager son of a... Blech. Anyway, I can quote that movie. I had a notebook on that movie, blah, blah, blah. Not a good movie for relationships, but hey, anyway. It's
funny, though.
It's a great movie. I love Kevin James. He has a new TV show on Netflix.
Oh, really?
It's like one of those sitcom Last Man Standing types, and it's called The Crew. Really funny. Anyway, what I'm saying is that there is a duty that we have to go a certain percentage of the way and be like making ourselves available. But you need to make sure the person goes the other percentage. Yeah. They need to come to you. You can't go out of your way and just start trying to fix things. Wait till they come to you, because then what you say, they came to you. They must want it, so then you give it. It's the right timing. It's not, you know, since when does like a psychiatrist or a therapist, although I guess I don't know for sure, since when do they go around and start therapizing people right there, right, you know, oh, come here, talk to me. No, they set up a business. They make themselves known. They go a percentage of the way, and then it's people that come in. Yeah. Okay, you need help. You want help. I see that now.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's really where it comes down to, you know. But you got to let people know that you're there, you know. And that stems more than just marriage, kids, ministry, blah. That's every relationship.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here for you. You know, may not be able to fix anything, but let me be a listener.
Yeah.
You know, let me help you out. Let me do this. Let me do that. You know, that's
definitely
what I want. You know, in my life, I want people to be able to always look at me as somebody that they can go to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I haven't always been the best at that. And that's why it's like, man, I preach every Wednesday. They're going to get sick of me talking. You know?
Yeah.
But, you know, it kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, man.
dude, I didn't even get to share with you that idea I had for the youth. As we were walking, we were talking about the school board and blah, 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 which we don't need to get into that side of it really quick. But they're just, you know, they're shutting down a lot of things. A lot of things aren't happening. A lot of things aren't going on. Though the world is opening back up, the schools are shutting things down.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, what if we start doing some, like, clubs?
Like
art club.
Yeah, just having, like, extracurricular things, but, like, at the church or something.
So that way it's not attached to the school. They can't shut it down.
Yeah.
Kids can invite their friends.
Mm-hmm.
And we start building this up, and it's, you know, throughout the week, or once a week, or once a month, or whatever. However, depending on the club, I think depends on how much you meet and how often and blah, blah, blah. But could be some draws to get some new people and get kids involved, get parents to, like, see that.
That'd be really cool. And honestly, that's not even that hard to do. Like,
no. Open up the church.
Yeah, you just literally have open doors and, like, just give a space for kids to do what they want to do anyways.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, that's just a cool opportunity to just get kids who normally wouldn't step foot in the building to be there.
Yeah.
And then even if, you know, they just know, like, oh, there also is a youth group at this place on a Wednesday night. You know, they're just become aware of that. Like, but, yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, and it's got to make sure don't overextend at first to start off, you know, with a few. And I want to make sure that we have students in our youth group that'll at least attend it.
Yeah.
You know, because you need those foot soldiers,
you gotta have
essentially.
core.
Yeah, that can invite and do
Hopefully,
things.
like, some of the students will be, like, excited about it and take ownership of it. And they can kind of, like, head it up even.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, they could help plan
I'm there to
things and schedule
chaperone. I
things
ain't here to necessarily
Yeah.
participate. Though there may be some clubs that I'll make that I want to participate in.
Yeah. But it's
You
like,
know.
yeah, hopefully some of it could just be, like, student-led or
Yeah, for
Even-
real, though.
something you can delegate to, like, some of the youth leaders and stuff.
Because, I mean, really, okay, so there's the idea that obviously I look at a club that I would be interested in. Me, myself. That the school tried to do a couple years ago and then shut it down. Now, obviously, they're not picking it back up again, but it was Esports Club.
Yeah.
Esports Club. So they were focusing on, I think, League of Legends, Overwatch, and there was a couple other ones. Start that up here.
Yeah.
You know, we have kids that are interested in gaming.
Yep.
We have kids that, and they got friends that are interested in gaming. We have enough people that could bring things for setups.
Yeah, definitely.
And just have some fun, and we game for a couple hours. And then occasionally, let's host a tournament.
Yeah.
A Smash Bros. Tournament. Let's do it. And just... What just fell? Something? Anyway. But, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, you know, talking to Naomi, then art club. Because we have a lot of artistic kids. You know, then it's... Now, I'm wondering if I could come up with a better word, a funner word than club. You know?
Yeah.
I was thinking going the colony route, so say tribe, but then I'm like,
The art tribe.
now you're getting a little sketchy with the PC culture, and I don't want to mess around with that. I don't want to be offensive to nobody, you know, for no good reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I had to,
kinda
because you're not
cool.
going to be here Sunday
Yeah, I won't be there
for the
Sunday.
youth leader meeting, so I figured I'd tell you now.
Yeah.
Because we're going to talk about that on
cool.
Sunday. We're going to talk about a couple other things, but I think that's the main thing I want to talk about.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
No, that's a cool idea. I like that.
But, yeah, going to Florida with Gobes.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
With Gobes.
Gobes and
Gobes.
Emma.
Why do you shave his
Florida.
beard,
I
dude?
don't know.
Everybody I know kept telling him how good he looked.
He just persistent on shaving his beard. He thought he had to do it for Florida or something. I don't know. It was gonna be too hot, maybe.
Oh, fair.
I guess.
I could see that.
I'll probably trim my beard a little bit.
No.
Just because it's... I'm not going to shave it all the way, though.
If I could grow a beard, I'd be...
I haven't
don't know if I'd ever shave one.
I hadn't clean
Or shave
shaved
it.
my beard in, like, probably coming close to a year now. I always just, like, kind of trim it down. I
Yeah.
don't like full
clean
it,
shave.
whatever. But, yeah, going to Florida this Sunday. Pretty excited for that.
Yeah.
It's just so weird, like...
You're going to Florida with your fiance?
Yeah. Like, I'm just bringing my
And
fiance
Gobes.
with me. And Gobes. Throw a little Goby in there. But, it'll be super fun.
I wish I could watch Gobes in Florida.
It's gonna be fun time.
I told him to go down there and, like, meet some sugar mama.
Yeah. He's pretty excited. He's never gone anywhere.
Never gone, so yeah, I'm excited for him. He deserves that, and I'm glad that he gets to go. I did talk to him a week ago. Yeah, I think it was when was that? Oh, it was this last week when I had him and Cameron over, and I texted you that night as well.
Yeah.
And I said to Gobes, I said, because we got on the topic of relationships, and then Gobes had that road trip back, and I said, Gobes, I wish we could have actually done the documentary thing, but I said, I understand why you didn't want that, but also I wish that me and Isaac could have at least gone with you.
Yeah.
Because of that exact circumstance. And he was like, yeah, I wish you guys actually would have probably came with me.
Yeah.
But maybe not. But I said, dude, next time, your next relationship, you should let us documentary some of it. Like, totally, dude. And just put it out there, see what it is. And I was like, we'll do the interview. I still have the interview file from the first time of, like, we talked about life and stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I think he was a little bit on board with it.
Wow.
I said, I'm not looking to overstep any boundaries. Like, you go on your date. But,
Yeah.
like, intro interview, exit interview, both of them. Like, I was just like, Gobes. Because here's the thing. If we would have documentaried that other one, I was like, dude, I could have edited that and made it so that, like, that person was the villain. Like, you're the man. And you would have, like, it could have gone viral. I would have, like, sent it to iDubbbz. Been like, yo, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
iDubbbz would have loved it.
Oh, yeah. But I'm not, and I told Gobes, I was like, it's not to make fun of you. It's to document this journey that you're going on. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not the point. Some people always think that it's like, oh, you're making fun of Gobes. And I'm like, no, me and Gobes are friends.
Yeah.
Me and Gobes are friends, and I'm not making fun of him. I want to do this.
Just
help him.
Document his life.
Help him out. Document some of his life. What Gobes does. How Gobes thinks.
Yeah.
All that stuff. I think it's cool.
It is kind of cool.
Let people know.
Pretty
so
interesting.
I think he might be down for
Just
it.
honestly, just documenting any person's life, I feel like
Could be interesting.
is interesting. I mean, for the most part, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe some people are super boring, but
My life would probably be boring, except for some days, which is why I'm working on,
Like the personal brand of Brock Williamson.
yeah.
Pastor and public speaker and author. Because I'm writing books and I want to be able to promote those books under a brand, kind of. Then now I'm going to be adding another thing to my repertoire that I want to add under kind of another branch of that. But then I also have Nerdy Season, the gaming. So, like, I have this stance of things. But I've been really highly debating on, like, trying to do, like, a day in the life or, like, a week at a time. Like, what do I do throughout the week kind of a thing. Because a lot of people always wonder, like, what pastors do. So, and because I don't, like, there's some days that, yes, are very boring. Like, today is going to be a very boring day. This morning, I practiced stock market, but then I'm starting to work on the list of clubs and how that's going to work and dynamic. I have to start reaching out to kids for their spiritual budgeting plan, quote-unquote spiritual planning, planning meetings. And then I have therapy at 12:30, and then I just go home after that.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired and exhausted, so then I'll, not physically, emotionally speaking, and then I'll just do classes.
Yeah.
I'll do my pastoral classes or my other classes and stuff. So
But, like, that's a boring day. You know what I mean? Like, but if you put that in the scheme of a week,
There's like
it's a little different.
Yeah. Ministry's just weird because there's not like a set schedule, or it's so different like every day. I feel like
It's so different. It could be super chill like this, and then all of a sudden I remember the one year that my dad was like, I'm about to go on break.
Yeah.
About to take a 2-week sabbatical. Where I'm still going to preach on Sundays. I'm just going to... It's like, okay, that's not a sabbatical.
Yeah.
Do you know what a sabbatical is? But,
and then all of a sudden, no joke, I think we had like 5 funerals
Yeah.
in like a month. It was like, what?
Hits you.
it just went boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And a couple of them were like really close. You know, a couple of them were distant, and a couple of them were like, the funeral home loves how my dad does and handles families and funerals. So whenever they get one that they don't have a pastor, they call my dad first.
Uh-huh.
Because he's shown up in the community and he does well.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah, sometimes then all of a sudden, yeah, you'll go on a spree of like busy.
Yep.
But winter,
Just up and
once
down.
again, winter.
Yeah.
It's lame, but
Yeah.
dude.
It's fun though. Ministry's
Oh, ministry's
better than any job. Any other job. It's way better than a 9 to 5 every day.
Heck yeah.
Just going
I'd rather be getting that call at 10 o'clock at night to go do something than working a 9 to 5. I'd rather be on the clock all the time, like in ministry, because you kind of are. You know, that's why I hear pastors that are be like, oh, I shut my phone off after 5. I'm like, I would have an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Because I'm concerned about this person's going to need this person's going to, and I'm not going to be there. I want to always be there. But, you know, I'd way rather have that than a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
100%.
For sure.
Because even though you're like under a boss, you're kind of your own boss.
Mm-hmm.
To an extent, obviously. But
Yeah.
it's kind of fun.
No, it is for sure.
But we want to wrap up with the call
to the audience.
Sure.
So this has been a life update episode. Essentially, this has
Yeah.
been where we just talked about life,
Random
explained
catch up.
maybe a little bit why things were gone. I'll take the blame. And how we want to move forward is we do want to do this. We want to do this consistently. Isaac's obviously going to be going to Florida, so we'll play that by ear on what happens there.
Yeah.
This maybe will hold you over for that time period. Although there's a couple ideas that I had that I'll throw out to you and just see what you think. But really what we wanted to do was ask you guys to send in questions.
Yeah.
Because we want to be able to have an episode where we go through questions, maybe 2 or 3, however many there are, 2 or 3 questions, and we just, from there, we answer them kind of on the top of our heads.
Yeah.
In the moment, what we can think of and so on. Just so that you guys get involved in the show a little bit. The show, the podcast, whatever.
And I mean, even if they're just not like super serious questions, like you could still, I don't know, just still throw it out there. Just give us stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Because even if it's kind of a funny, goofy question,
It's still fun.
it's still fun to talk about. And sometimes you can still find like valuable things to talk about, even from just like a funny thing. So
100%.
yeah, just
So,
anything you guys have at all.
Sports,
honestly.
movies, TV shows, music, life,
or
deeply
serious-
philosophical,
Yeah,
spiritual.
maybe it's something like you're trying to figure out in your life right now.
Yeah, you need advice.
Yeah.
We'll give you advice.
And it doesn't have to be like, oh, this is so-and-so's question. They're working through this. But just like ask a question pertaining to what you're going through and we can...
And we'll be keeping that stuff
talk through it.
anonymous.
Yeah.
We'll be keeping that stuff anonymous, okay? Unless you're like, hey, you can shout me out on the podcast.
Yeah.
That'd be different. But
If you want some clout.
if you want clout, because we have a ton of it, just
All right.
dripping and oozing.
Using is the...
Oh, yeah, that was a bad one. Almost as bad as frothy. But we will shout you out if you put in there that you want to be shouted out.
Yeah.
But if you don't put that in there, we'll keep it anonymous. So by all means, submit that stuff. It just enhances the show. And if you submit a question that we're like, wow, this is a good one, we may just do a whole show just on that topic.
Yeah.
But we want to hear that from you. So you can put it in the comments below, or there will be an email in the description. I don't know it off the top of my head right now. I want to say it's truthispodcast1@gmail.com. I created it for the YouTube channel. But I'll put it in the description or in the pinned comment down below. Send us topics, questions on anything and everything there is. And in future episodes, we'll address that or talk about it or so on.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that kind of wraps it up for today.
That's it, baby.
Good life update. Good talk.
Yeah.
Everything. Oh. And now looking at this, dude, I just lost so much money. Oh, lost the opportunity.